So let's take a look at another feature of these entity adapters that allow us to select our data from this list that we now have inside our states. And if we go back to the usage guide and take a look at using selectors with Create Entity Adapter, then the entity adapter provides a selector factory that generates the most common selectors for us. And we can generate these selectors by using the getSelectors function provided from our adapter. And that gives us the option to select by ID, to select all of the IDs for our products, to select the entities, to select all the entities, and select total number of entities in our products array. And we get all of that functionality by a one-line amount of code. And let's go take a look at how we can use that for our application. So we'll head back to VS Code. Let's remove the store dispatch from the index.tsx before we forget, or before I forget. And let's head over to our catalog slice once again. And just underneath the catalog slice, let's export a const called product selectors. And we'll set this equal to our products adapter. And then we've got the option to use getSelectors. And this takes our state, so we need to pass it the full root state of our Redux store. So we'll specify state and give it a type of root state. And then we can say, use the arrow and say state.catalog, so that we're making use of our catalog slice in this case. And we'll be able to use these product selectors to go and get our data from the store. So let's see how this works. And we'll go back to our catalog page. It's been a while since we've been to list one. And currently we're using agent catalog list, and then we're setting products in local state in this component. So we're going to change that now. And let's remove our local state. And we'll say const products equals. And then we'll say use app selector. But this time, instead of using state as the argument here, we're going to use our product selectors that we'll get from our catalog slice. And then we've got access to these different selectors. And obviously in this case, we want to say select all. And this gives us a list of our products. Or it will do when we actually load them and use our async function as well. So inside the use effects, we're also going to need access to dispatch. So I'm going to say const dispatch equals use app dispatch, so that we can make use of our create async func. We're not going to use the loading state from in here anymore. We'll use the state from our Redux state. And what we'll do, we'll remove this code. We'll also bring in the products loaded state from our store as well. So we'll need additional state here. And I'm going to specify products loaded equals use app selector again. And we'll go to state goes to state.catalog. And we can make a check to see if our products are loaded before we go out and attempt to get our products all over again. Because at the moment, even if we were going to another component in our app, we were still loading every time our full list of products, even if we'd already gone out and got them before. But that's the problem with storing things in local state. You lose them as soon as the component is destroyed. But we don't lose our Redux state when we stay within our app, but we load up a different component. So we can check to see if products is not loaded. So we'll use the exclamation mark. So we'll say if products not loaded, then we're going to dispatch, and we're going to say fetch products async. And we need to use our products loaded as a dependency in our use effect. So we'll say products loaded as the dependency, and we'll also get the other bit of state. We'll use our status to see if we should be loading. So we'll just say status, and we can use includes here, and I'm just going to say pending to see if we're actually loading our products in this case. And let's remove any dependencies or imports we're not using inside here as well. So if we go across to our catalog, what we should find is that once we refresh the page, that we've gone out and got our products. And if we click out and click back to our catalog, notice that we're now no longer loading all of our products every time. We're only doing it when we initialize our app now. If we go and view a product, well, we are still loading a product even though we're inside our catalog, but we're not loading the catalog again. So we've made some progress by doing this at least. And we can see that we've only got one call to go and get our products from our store, and then it's loaded. Nice. Now we want the same effect for the individual product. How do we stop this loading if we've already got the product in our state? And we'll take a look at that next.